I met a gypsy.
Dude, have you ever seen the tests, like back-to-back tests of what SKF fork seals, or am I saying it right? It's SKF, right?
SKF, yeah, I think so, yeah.
Have you ever seen the videos, like, if you're at home, Google, like, it's actually insane. I fully rate the...
like the color of the seal? Or
the green seal, right?
Yeah.
So if you don't have anything on your fork, it's like completely disassembled, but the inner and the outer tube are together, and you put it in a vise upside down and you drop the fork. Man, that SKF one slaps, right?
Yeah.
And this is like a stock KTM I'm referring to. The stock KTM air fork, you drop it and it's like, and it stops. That is one product that I am not sponsored by or endorsed by, but I fully
believe in
rate.
it just from that video.
What you can, but you can feel it like on your bike, like when you get your forks back together and you actually just no coatings, no nothing. Those seals actually make a full on difference.
Yeah, well, I guess I'm doing something right by buying SKF. We're sponsored by them too, so I guess that's probably why I got them on my bike. But.
Yeah, but no, they're actually, I feel like that's a little kind of gem of a product that a lot of people don't realize. Like if you get your suspension revalved and you don't use those seals, you're actually kind of
you're wasting money right now.
Yeah, like you're actually cooking it. Like it makes a big difference.
You think about like factory, supercross teams or something like that. Like obviously they have all the best stuff you can for suspension, but like think about like having your motors, everything polished in there or like resurfaced. Like we did that once for one of my motors and like I noticed a difference. Like it just seems to rev freer.
Yeah.
I don't know. We did like cryo. I don't know what they did to it, but they took like the clutch basket out and a bunch of other stuff and basically like it's hardened.
Yep.
And polished and like things shift easier and stuff like that. So
well, apparently, so Townley was telling me that was, remember that like kind of 06, 07, 08 like PC domination in the early 4-stroke 250 days?
Yeah.
So apparently they used this company in the UK and they just did all DLC coding.
I know, I've heard of this company. They still make custom transmissions for all the teams, right?
Yeah. Well, so it was just PC.
At the time.
They sourced it, they found it, they started working, and it was kind of a secret for those few years. But BT reckons it's like 4 horsepower.
Really? Just from like friction,
all the coatings,
like
and like
limiting all the friction in the motor and like less hangups.
Yep. Yeah, he said it was like, I mean, we fucking clickbaited it, of course, but it was like he said it was like legal cheating.
Wow.
And nobody else was doing it. And he's like, man, it was a game changer.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess it makes sense. Like there's just way less friction going on. Everything probably fits perfectly. I'm sure it's like custom made versus just like a cast piece or something that just is on the assembly line.
Yeah. And then you think about the durability that you would get out of it. And, like, because there's, everybody, Cody's an engineer too, so I'm talking to a smart guy about this kind of stuff. But
smartish,
smarter than me. So we'll say in context, it's just 2 of us in this room. So he's the smartest. He's the smartest person in this room. So, but yeah, it was like you think about the like you'd have in a stock gearbox, you'd have like bits of shavings and like shit kind of wearing and coming off. Like,
oh yeah, first time you change your oil on a brand new bike, it's like dark, it's nasty.
Yeah, so you think about like the difference. I really want to do it one day on a bike, but it's like
it's crazy expensive. I'm sure
it's super expensive, and also like bikes just change so much these days that it's like kind of hard to.
I will admit, I found out the hard way like 2 weeks ago that the Sherco 2-strokes are pretty reliable because I changed oil, but I forgot to put oil back in. I literally went riding like 2 days later, and I was like, I did a full warm-up moto for enduro-cross since we're like finishing off the enduro-cross season. Did like a full warm-up. I'm riding around. I'm like, my clutch seems a little draggy. like really like snappy-ish. And then I'm like, did a full moto, like race pace. And I'm like, the clutch was squalling and I was like having a hard, it was just like really aggressive. Like basically like a dry clutch would be acting. And then I was like trying to get it to act up again. I'm like, it's never done this before. And I ride back to the van. As I'm putting my bike on the stand, I was like, like I realized, so I like checked to make sure, and like I like normally take the filler cap off when I drain it just to like get more like I don't know, air pressure, like push it through. I don't know, that's my thought process. But it was like barely finger tight, and I was like, yep,
I did not put
I really messed up. So I was at my buddy's house and he had a bunch of Motul, which is what we run. So I was like, perfect. Like put some whatever 300V 1540 weight, like whatever in it, and rode the rest of the day. Went home and rode the next like Saturday, Sunday on it. And cause I didn't have any new clutch plates. Like I was like, I need a new clutch in this thing for sure. So I ordered some Friday. They showed up just cause of the weekend. I think they showed up like Tuesday. So I like didn't have time. I didn't want to mess with it. So I rode again Tuesday. Got home, changed the oil. It didn't even look that bad. It smelled kind of burnt. And like the plates weren't even like I've ruined clutches in hard enduros, and like it still looked pretty good. And I was like, wow, like I guess Motul, like shout out to you guys, you got some good oil, because I ran that thing literally just with leftover stuff in the clutch and did a full moto and everything.
That scares me.
Still good. And I took the clutch out and I'm like, I'll save this in a plastic bag for later.
yeah. That is an enduro guy. No, you probably put it in a backpack.
no, not that bad.
The camelback, just in case.
Just in case I need this.
Like
on the trail.
full MacGyver spec.
It is pretty good. Like, since I'm on the 2-stroke, it's the same tank across the board from 2-stroke to 4-stroke, but I don't have the fuel pump in the tank. So like, we set up this thing with my mechanic with like some foam. So I have like tools underneath. Like I just pop my seat off and like all the tools I need are there. And I've actually used it sometimes in races. So like it's better than having to carry tools in your backpack or something like that.
We're excited to announce the launch of our new membership site, gypsytales.com, packed with exclusive content and perks that you won't find anywhere else. This is your chance to become a part of the Gypsy Gang. And as a special bonus, if you sign up to an annual membership, you'll be entered into the draw to win our custom-built TC125. Gypsy Gang.